Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. A very special thanks to all our sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Hello, I'm Monica Weitzel, the host of Community Hotline. Each week we bring you news of local nonprofits doing important work in our community. This week's trio of organizations are battling some of the toughest issues we face. First, we'll talk about Join, a nonprofit dedicated to sheltering those without houses to call home. But in a rare treat, 2 local musicians will be here to tell us about an upcoming fundraiser for Join and even share a little of their music. Then we'll chat with Elevate Oregon. They know that growing up is tough, but additional factors can make it even more challenging for some of our youth to succeed. You'll hear how they are working to help our youth overcome those challenges through the power of relationships. And finally, we'll hear from the Pacific Northwest Family Circle. You can't tell it from their name, but the folks in this organization have faced something no one should ever have to endure. They've lost loved ones due to police violence and are struggling for justice. You can hear what they have to say, along with our other guests in tonight's episode of Community Hotline, coming up next. Community Hotline. My name is Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Glad you joined us tonight. I have in the studio with me Kate Power and Steve Einhorn, who are 2 highly respected folk musicians in the community here, and they are here to tell us about a fundraiser for Join. And I'm really happy to have you both back in the studio, Kate and Steve.
Thank
it's great
you.
to see you.
Thank Happy you, to be here.
Wonderful to be here.
It's been a few years, maybe, since you were on the show, but it's the same event that you're supporting this year, isn't it? So this is Winter Folk, and I can't believe it's the 32nd year.
32 years.
That is amazing. Yep. And you've been involved for most of those years, right?
Mm-hmm. That would make me
pretty old. Yeah.
Older than the hills.
Yeah. Well, older than 32 anyway. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were involved playing for it before we were ever involved in the concert itself. So yeah, we've been involved for a long time.
That's a long time. Yeah, I mean, 32 years is that's some longevity for an event, a music event. So this one is going to be benefiting Join. Yes. Which is, they work to shelter homeless people or to transition them from homelessness to stable housing, which is a huge undertaking, and it's one of those issues that's everywhere now. I mean, it's in the news every single day, how big of an issue it has become. But they are, I was reading, they're one of the top-rated organizations in the country for working with this issue. So some of the things that I found out about them was that they're so much more than just finding housing for people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. They have 8 full-time workers that go out and meet homeless people. They go out.
They meet them where they are, right?
And
outreach workers.
I read over 1.300 people were housed through Join last year.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
But then they go into the homes or
into the camps or into the camps, wherever they are. Yeah.
But get them into housing, and they don't just put them in and that's it. They visit, they help with health care, and I read that over 80% are still in homes after a year.
Which that's a really high statistic.
Very high.
To have that sort of a success rate, because you know, for any organization to have an 80% something, you know, a success rate in their programs, that's pretty darn good.
No kidding.
I know they do the job assistance. They also help with transportation. They'll help with medical and mental health referrals, so get them into programs that they need, food deliveries, what was else? Oh, and other services like basic services that a lot of times we don't think about that we have every day, which is like restrooms, showers, you know, mail services, which is something I didn't know they did, was that they would provide a mailbox for you if you know, needed one. And if you're trying to get back on your feet, find a job, or apply for any kind of services, you need an address. And if you don't have one, then it's a little difficult. Laundromat vouchers, hygiene items, and and then refuge from the weather. Especially, we're supposed to have snow here next week, so you know, it'll be tough.
One thing that struck me is that they also help people deal with the crazy world we're living in and try to explain. You know, people who live outside don't really know what's going on politically, and
interesting, yeah.
And
that's that makes sense.
Yeah,
you don't have your don't have your laptop there, or your your Apple Watch, or your even a newspaper delivered. So yeah. So they do some amazing work in the community. So I think this is great that Winter Folk is going to support that, and I know there's a bunch of really awesome musicians that are going to be there again, and I want to hear more about that. But I understand that you're willing to maybe play a tune for us.
We would love to play a song.
We're more than willing.
Yay, yay. That's what you do, isn't it? So tell me a little bit about what this song is going to be. What are you going to do for us?
May I say something?
Please.
So this song, we chose this one because, well, its roots are in a personal family story, but the outcome of it, as far as what it talks about, is a really wonderful, for me, metaphor for join PDX and what they're doing. Because as a citizen, when I see somebody out there with a sign, or or needing money, or obviously needing help, there's so little that I can do. I'm driving along in my car, I don't know what to do. Most of us have no idea what to do beyond voting in ways that'll help, and finding personal ways to help or give people money. But what I feel Join is doing is that thing that we all hope and wish for, and it gives me hope that there are people out there doing this. When that person is lying down in the middle of the road, going to them, talking to them with dignity, finding out who they are and what they need, and helping them with it.
Right.
And so this little song is called Nothing Doing, and it's about getting off the fence, and like a lot of us are pretty terrified right now. It's a very difficult time for people, even with the best of situations.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
the people that are really in high exposure situations, it's good to know that there's a tether between stability and grabbing that kite of a person and bringing it in where that person can have a life again with other people and be in community. And folk music is all about community.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is.
It is. And the community has been very supportive of, there's a lot of activism in folk music, and a lot of...
We're lucky that way.
Yeah, I mean,
we get to be active,
makes it
singing
extra
songs.
special,
That's being a real American, okay? So getting back to it, yeah.
Well then, and what is the name of the song again?
Nothing Doing.
Nothing Doing. I love that. Why don't you go ahead?
Want it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get the mics up here, and
It will magically appear.
there we go. Oh, this is great. This is going to be wonderful.
Thank you.
From past experience, I would say that anyway.
We wrote the song together. Steve wrote the music, and as he was heading out to
I wrote the music, came into the house from my studio. Kate was doing something in the kitchen. I said, honey, I need lyrics.
And
I'll
I need
be
them
back
now.
in an hour. And she said, you go buy some food. And I came back and she had the lyrics.
Wow.
Nothing doing, nothing gained. I'm tired of sitting on a rail. A bolt of lightning, runaway train, like a hammer on the head of a nail. I've been lucky, I've been framed, I've been set up, and I've been shot down. If I'm right, I'll be with you tonight before the rising moon goes down. I've been waiting for you to say, come on, come on. You've been waiting for me to do the same. If we wait any longer, too long, too long, we won't know what we'll miss until it's way too late. We won't know what we'll miss until it's way too late. Sweet sugar, sweet honey, babe, I'm shipwrecked on an island, whoa. You got me crazy, I'm going insane, lost in your sweet undertow. I've been waiting for you to say, come on, come on. You've been waiting for me to do the same. If we wait any longer, too long, too long, we won't know what we're missing till it's way too late. Won't know what we're missing till it's way too late. Say you love me, say you do. I'll be yours forever and a day. Love no other the way I do you. I've been waiting just to hear you say. I've been waiting for you to say, come on, come on. You've been waiting for me to do the same. If we wait any longer, too long, too long, won't know what we're missing till it's way too late. Won't know what we're missing till it's way too late.
Woohoo! That was wonderful. That was wonderful. I could hear myself. All of a sudden, I realized, oh, I'm humming along. I have my microphone stopped. That was great. Just great. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll move this a little closer just in case you need your water there. So, this event is going to be February 1st at the Alberta Rose Theater.
Alberta Rose.
And it's at, I believe, 7 o'clock. Is that right? Yeah, 7 p.m. So, how many artists are going to be performing? Do you know any idea?
Nice lineup.
Oh, there you go. Good job, Steve.
We have, Kate and I will be playing Kim Stafford, Portland's, Oregon's
Poet
Laureate,
Yeah.
Kim Stafford, Tracy Grammer,
Oh, yeah.
who's flying in from the East Coast, Beth Wood, a marvelous local singer-songwriter and very funny.
Okay.
Jim Page, Billy Oskay. Billy Oskay is the owner of Big Red Studio he donates the time in the
talk about
studio.
that in a minute.
And Jim
Wonderful.
Page is the Bob Dylan of Seattle.
The Bob Dylan of Seattle, I
In so
love
many
it.
ways. So.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Tom May,
Yeah.
Yeah.
who's been emceeing the show since it began, and a wonderful group called Sky in the Road.
Fine.
And
Yes.
we need to mention that there is a guitar raffle.
Well, I remember that you have done this in the past, correct?
Yeah.
You too owned
We owned
Artichoke
Artichoke
Records
Music.
for Artichoke
and
Music for years.
we would always
right?
gather some great guitar, usually a Martin guitar, because everyone knows and
Yeah.
everybody wants a Martin guitar. And we'd have it restored or we'd take a new one off the wall. And this year we have a beautiful 0018 Martin that's in gorgeous, almost new condition. Great case.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
And
And all you guitar players out there
yeah.
going, oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
$10 a ticket, and
And
the winner
the
will
money
be
goes to join?
Every penny.
good.
And
Don't have to be present.
that guitar is worth over $2,000,
Oh,
I believe.
it's a
Dang.
$3,000 guitar.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
really, you know, you can get a lot of meals and home and comfort going on
Yeah.
with a guitar like that, and you could have it for $10.
Wow.
I've seen people win it every year, and it's like, oh my goodness, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I do want it.
I'll give you
never too late to
free
learn.
lesson. Free lesson. Yeah.
So, and then you said something about studio space, and what was that?
Well, along with winning the guitar, you also get a day in the studio at Big Red Studio in Corbett.
Wow.
Which is one of the best.
And where is it located?
In Corbett,
In Corbett, that's what I thought you said.
in the
yeah.
Gorge.
Just
and
right up
it's
the
one of
road
the
a
most
piece.
beautiful
Yeah.
studios in the country.
Oh, wonderful.
With a wonderful engineer,
That's
musician, Billy Oskey. Yeah, it's a kind of a dream winning.
Yeah, I was
you get the
gonna say,
guitar,
that's-
you get the hours in the studio. All you need is a good song, and you go in.
There
And you
No.
make $1 million in
There you
that?
And it's not easy, right?
Yeah,
Well,
and
you know,
you can buy a lot of homes for people with $1 million, you know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So for people that would like to go, and I'm sure everybody wants to, Winterfolk, it's going to be February 1st, Alberta Rose Theater, 7 o'clock. To get more information, you can go to joinpdx.org, and they'll have the information on their website.
Yeah.
And they could see Steve Einhorn and Kate Power
They can.
doing their thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I really appreciate you coming on the show again. It was fun. I wish we had more time to just, play a bunch more songs, because that was pretty cool.
Well, thank you for
yeah.
having
yeah.
us.
Oh, it's
Thanks,
always a
Monica.
pleasure.
And people can go to albertarosetheater.com
Yes.
too and get
Of
tickets
course,
and more
yes.
information
Yes.
too. But it's a really beautiful evening of community too. So if you want to
Yeah.
feel connected to your community, come on down. This is the
You're
one
going to
to
hear good
come to.
music. You're going to be with people that care about the community and they
Yes.
want to support something that's
Yeah.
really important.
And you can do something that really makes a difference.
And you might win a guitar.
You
in the
might.
studio space. Yeah, there you go. Thanks so much.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
Monica.
us. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching this first segment of Community Hotline. We'll be back with more, so don't go away.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. A very special thanks to all our sponsors who help make our programming possible.
Every week on Community Hotline, we highlight the great work of local nonprofits in our area. And now you can also see us on our live Facebook feed, 7 p.m. every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. So tune in and find out what's going on in your community.
What local community media is to us is literally our lifeline to what's going on in the lives around us.
The absolute most important thing that happens in your neighborhood.
People's local communities are usually what's most important to them.
Because we're the faces, the smiles, the peoples, and the personalities of the community.
To not only give people a voice, but to have their voice heard.
It is so important for me to have the right, be able to speak what I want to speak and talk about what I want to talk about.
If you start shutting this person up and shutting that person up and shutting this person up, that's not America.
Multnomah County Commissioner Lori Stegman, representing East County. Tune into Community Hotline Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and you'll find out about local organizations making a positive difference in your world.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. Now we're going to talk with an organization called Pacific Northwest Family Circle. Here to represent the Northwest Family Circle, I have Irene Kalanchi. You are the co-founder. Yes. And Maria Cahill, you are the volunteer organizer and administrative person extraordinaire, from what I understand. I hear they couldn't do it without you, so it's really great to have you on the show.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a pleasure, and it's really nice to meet you. Although, this is a very tough subject. So, Pacific Northwest Family Circle was started to support families and individuals who have lost loved ones to police violence. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah.
Okay, Irene, why don't you start by telling me a little bit about how this organization got started and how you decided to found this organization.
So I'm the mother who lost son. My son was 19, Christopher Kalonji, and we used to live in Milwaukee. And January 28, 2016, Clackamas police killed him. The thing was that he has a mental crisis, and it's happened because he get arrested 1 year ago with Multnomah police, and they beat him and they make them suffering PTSD after this. And this date, January 28, it's supposed to be his court day when she needs to go to court and they will, see his case. Right. And he has so bad mental crisis day. He was panicked, he was scared. He said, "Mom, they're going to kill me." And I tried to support him and I could not do anything. So this is ended. He called to 911 and he was begging for help. So our friends, I call my friends who know him since he grew up, and ask them to come, and they see that he's in this panic attack. They call themselves too. So what they did, the Clackamas County Sheriff come and they took us away from him, and they they tell me, we're taking care of this. And my son was sitting on the window, on his bedroom window. It was second floor. He took his clothes off because he was so educated about what was going on with police, and he knew if they think he has some weapon or something, they kill him right away.
So he took him off so they'd know that he was unarmed?
Yeah, he was sitting on the window. They come, they take us away, they tell, now it's, we will help him, and I beg them, I need mental crisis specialist, I need mental crisis, I need somebody come to talk to him. He was all right. The situation was peaceful. He was just need to talk to someone and calming him down, but our police, they don't train to de-escalate situations. They started to escalate situation. And I beg, one officer that I beg, I say, my son need time to talk, and please get him to emergency, and I need help. And this police officer say, "Ma'am, we will take care, nobody gonna kill him." And you know what happened? The same police officer who tell me and promise that nobody gonna kill my son, he killed my son this day. And the worst things that happen after, they take us away, they shoot him in 2.5 hours. He fall in his bedroom, bleeding to death, and they did not give help for 4.5 hours, just let him bleeding to death in his room. And this time they're asking us different questions. I don't understand this point, that why they ask too many questions when it's happening. They tell that they try to help my son and they try to know him better, but no, because they shoot him, they did not tell us what happened when this shooting happened, and they starting to build their case against my family, against my son. And
this is the most horrific thing for a parent to have to go through, and I am so sorry.
Thank you.
I don't know how I would deal with that.
Yeah, I know. I want to be short with this story. So they left him bleeding to death. In 4.5 hours, somehow they reach him and take him to hospital. And doctors say if they bring him a little bit earlier, he will be survive. So our police not there to serve and protect us. They say they scare of him because he's going to reach a gun. But this was all built up. And the last thing in this story was that I get death certificate that says suicide. When my son was love life and begging for help, they tell that he was suicide. So after this, our life get terrible. We get kicked out from apartment.
Everything kind of fell apart.
Yeah, everything fell apart. And we have to build, with my husband, we have to find a place to live and everything. And I don't know who to talk, I don't know who to ask, I don't know how people react in this situation. I was like numb, I don't know what's going on. We get another apartment to live, and you know, one day I was listening news. And in the news say, it was 4 months after my son died, in the news says the Gresham police killed 22 years old man, 22 years man, they call this, in a bag. And I just hear this and I feel this pain again that comes through.
You knew exactly what.
And I knew exactly that something wrong with this. And I say myself, I need to meet this family. I need to talk to his mom because I exactly know how she's feeling and she don't know who to ask, you know, for help.
So you reached out to her?
Yeah, she reached me. It was maybe it will sound kind of crazy because I went to my grave, to my son's grave and said, son, I know one new angel come to you, it's Body Phelps, and I want to talk to his mom. And you know what, as soon as I get home, I get a message from Shiloh Wilson Phelps to say, hey, I know about your son, we need to meet.
You know, and that's I totally believe that that your son was intervening there on that. That's, you know, I do believe that.
So yeah, we met with Shiloh. We sit, we cry, we talk, we find many things, you know, the same about our son.
Common.
And we sitting and thinking, and she say, I did not get a justice. I say, me either. And she say, something wrong with this. Why they took life of our sons and we don't get a justice? And we suddenly, you know, let's find out. Is only me and you here in our Oregon, in our Portland area like this? We say, no, we need to find the people and ask them what we have to do, what they doing. And this moment we decide we need to do this job. We need to find family who lost loved one, like I lost my son, Christopher Kalonji. She lost her son, Body Phelps, and did not get the justice. And yeah.
So that's how the Pacific Northwest Family Circle
that's the start. And this time I was going to Kid Otis Virgin, you know, we have each month. And I met Maria there. And she come to me, she say, you know, I'm sorry for your loss. I tell my story and she tell, I'm sorry for your loss. And just tell me, she was so open, and I think this my son sent her to me too. She say, just tell me what I can do for you. And he has my mind open. I say, Maria, you know what? I want to connect all these people with all this grief that we having together, and I need to do something that we need to change something. It's not supposed to continue like this.
Right.
And she say, yeah, I can do it.
Wow. And so you're helping do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what it is that you do. Tell me what some of the work is, Maria, that the organization is doing.
Well, we started by building a website and starting an email list, and I connect with other organizers on different issues, and I coordinate, so we get offers to speak at public engagements like this, and I do all the coordination for all the families. I run the monthly meetings, facilitate those, and make sure that everybody gets the notes and things like that. So it's like really like right now I'm the only volunteer organizer. So
it's a big job.
If anyone else is looking for an opportunity to support families who've lost loved ones to police violence, we are recruiting organizers and volunteers.
Yeah, I'm sure you can use some
and the
help.
little things that we start to do right away, it was Fit to Fire campaign. It's peaceful protest by courthouse. We're doing this in Multnomah and Oregon City. In courthouse, we bring some demand for DA, because DA is the first step to justice system, and DA like mess with us. They don't give us a justice. So we start this, and we're doing it monthly. And from this point, we come to big campaign that Maria can tell you more. That's called Oregon DA for the People.
Before we get into that, I don't want to forget this. Let's take a look at some pictures of the people that you're talking about that you've loved, because I think that really brings it home for people. Can you tell us who we're looking at here?
So this is my son, Christopher Kalonji, and this is Bodie Phelps. It's me and Shiloh when we first time met. This is the first time when we met each other.
Wow. I remember both of those.
Yeah.
This is during our Fit to Fire campaign, when we check in names and honor each death in Oregon and Washington. We have, for now, we have 20 family united from Oregon and Washington, and we always honor them to putting their names in the heart by courthouse. So people come and see and asking us, and we're telling our story. And we're telling what we're doing and why we are here. They're asking us why we're here. We have balloons with names.
Right.
We usually have a PA system, and we tell families stories and get messages out for families who can't be there. We make sure their messages get out.
Wow. It must be a very moving, those are moving events, I'm sure. People.
Yeah. This is a press conference that we helped organize for Andre Gladden's family. So Bradley Morgan, it was 21 years old. That's his mother, who this is like his anniversary. The date of his murder by police is coming up in January 25th. 8 years.
Yeah, 8 years, and my son will be 4 years, January 28th. And this is his mother, Shelley. She was
Morgan.
suffering by herself for 6 years.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, and before she met us, because before she met us, now she's coming kind of more support, because we all know what.
So the support itself must be huge. But on top of that, you're also doing, you're activists, and there's advocacy work being done.
Yeah, this is picture I want to tell. This is my son, 1 year, Angel Vessery. And I have these 2 boys here with their mom. They were shot in Washington by police, in Washington State by police, but they 2 survived, both survived, 2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they come to support me, but now
they knew it could have been them, right?
Yeah. Their life is miserable right now.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
POST is the organization, Protect Our Stolen Treasures, that initiated the National Feet to Fire campaign. That was, Irene met Yolanda McNair on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're almost out of time, so I want to know, I know there's the Oregon DA, the demands, and is that something they can find on your website?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So
or they can go directly to OregonDAForThePeople.com.
Okay.
And
so those are the things that you're asking for that
these are our demands for the next elected district
demands,
attorney.
Not asking.
We're making demands.
Yeah, we're not asking anymore.
But we're doing it in a very professional and reasonable way. We're not making unreasonable demands.
Good.
We're making demands that I think most of the public thinks is already happening with the criminal justice system, and they're not happening.
Okay.
But the DA can make them happen. The next DA can choose to do that. So we're really focusing on Multnomah and Clackamas counties right now, but this is Oregon DA for the People, and as our organization grows and as the elections for district attorneys progress, we are going to continue to spread out and work in every county in Oregon. That's our intention.
And I hope that no more people have to join your group because
Yes.
Yeah, this is the sadness. Yeah, we always say welcome to our group, but we don't want you to be here.
You don't want that group to grow, but you want to accomplish what you need to do to get some justice.
We want to change this policy, we want to change the law, we want to change the system, and you know, the power in people, and we hope we can do it.
I hope
we believe we can do it.
My heart is, you know, it breaks for all the people that have had to suffer through this, and I hope that you get the things that you need, and that, you know, and to make it a safer place for all of our kids.
Yeah, we're fighting. Yeah. We cannot bring our children back, but we can save someone's lives. That's what we're fighting.
It'll make it just that little bit easier. Thank you so much, both of you. I really appreciate you being on the show. And if people are interested, we have the information on the website, so I hope they'll check it out.
Yeah, we want to ask people, just support us with DA. Pay attention for who you're voting, because it is the people who hold in your children's life, your family life's member. Because if you get to the system, it will be hard to get out. Yes. Please, let's bring DA who will be for the people.
We'll do that. We'll do that. Thank you so much. We're out of time.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this segment of Community Hotline. We'll be back in just a moment, so don't go away.
Community Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. A very special thanks to all our sponsors who help make our programming possible. MetroEast plays a vital role in strengthening community life by helping nonprofit organizations share their story. One major opportunity we offer is Community Hotline, our weekly talk show that highlights the stories of our community's nonprofit organizations.
We've had a lot of people call Ride Connection because they've seen us on Community Hotline.
We can reach people that I've never thought about reaching out to.
We can get that word out to a broad audience quickly.
The list of causes and nonprofits that we support is really incredible.
Do you know a nonprofit you'd like to see on Community Hotline? We'd love to have them on the show. Give us a call. Hi, and welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel. We're here in Gresham at MetroEast Community Media. And now we're going to talk with Elevate Oregon. It's an organization I haven't had on the show before, but I'm really happy to be talking about it because there's some good work being done. I have with us today Paul Morris. You're the Deputy Director of Elevate Oregon, and you're filling in at the last minute, which I really appreciate.
Hey, it's the nonprofit field.
That's
right?
what happens,
you always
right?
have to have a plan B.
That's right. I'm so glad you were able to come. So I know that your executive director had an emergency, and you were saying that it happens a lot when you're working with youth or you're working with really any nonprofit. You're right. Things come up and you need to handle it. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And we are anchored in the Park Rose neighborhood. And the community, the surrounding community, has come to rely on Elevate to be there, to fill gaps, to be an ally. And so these are real lives. These are real people. These are real lives that we're supporting and trying to help get to where they want to go. And so sometimes these things do happen.
Yeah. Well, that's life, right? So the mission kind of is to work with these kids to build relationships, and these are. What ages are we talking about? These are mostly high school?
No, actually, our program stretches down as far as 4th grade, so about 8 or 9 through high school. So 17, 18, and we are really at the heart of what we do. We are a mentoring program,
right?
And we couple that with a classroom curriculum, which, because of its impact, has become an elective in the Park Rose School District curriculum. So we have a daily classroom where students from 6th through 12th grade are able to take Elevate as a class, see their teacher mentor, have that time with them, and then during breaks, during later in the school day, during out of school times, we have that one-to-one relational mentoring and group mentoring that is really so critical to help kids define and carve a path to success.
So some of the things that you, when I was checking it out and kind of doing a little research, is you're promoting education, self-reliance, and leadership, which are all big goals there. But then also it was talking about one of the things that you're trying to help them to learn is, besides their academic achievement, is personal responsibility and resilience.
Yes.
And tell me about the resilience part of it, because that's kind of a big deal, and I don't know that people always understand why that's important.
It is a big deal, especially in today's day and age, and I think especially in the community that we work in, where, I'm a native Oregonian. And my dad is a native Oregonian, and he is in his later 70s. And when I said that I was joining the team at Elevate Oregon and we were out in Park Rose, he made a very prescient comment to me, which was, Park Rose has been left behind since I was growing up. Now, he's in his later 70s, and you see this, and we've seen this for a long time, where Park Rose has been left out of services and supports that kind of end at 82nd.
Right. It's just a little bit outside the boundaries of what most people think of as Portland.
Right. Even though we are still within the city limits, and because of gentrification and people being forced to move further east because they can no longer afford to live in northeast Portland. They've been pushed out to Park Rose, to Fairview, to Gresham, and beyond, Troutdale, beyond. And that's happened for a long time. And so those intergenerational cycles of poverty and disconnection have just become ingrained.
Right.
And this is what we're really trying to disrupt. And it's by helping young people, and by extension families, realize that they have the power to make change, to define and make change for themselves, whatever that might look like. And so we're there to support that, to hold kids accountable, to help kids plan, to when they fail, we're there to love them and pick them up and say, you know what, you failed this time,
We'll get past
We're going to get past that.
Yeah.
We're going to move on, and it's going to be okay. But it all comes back to their own personal definition of success, their personal vision for where they want to go. And so with our program team, what we do as an organization is to support that, to help them define and make good choices, learn how to be good self-advocates.
So you're not telling them how to live their lives. You're
Absolutely
helping them
not.
live their best lives, really.
Exactly. We are in no way telling a student or family how to live their life. Our program team they are phenomenally passionate people who look like a lot of the kids that we serve and families that we serve. So they can talk about their own experience, their own building of resilience, and how they have overcome, in many cases, very significant obstacles and are now doing something that they truly love and they truly believe in.
So they have similar backgrounds and so the kids can relate to that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and there is a credibility there that is just, I think it's unspoken. And we feel very fortunate to have the kind of passionate people on our program staff who are able to communicate that need, how to carve a path forward, how to overcome obstacles, how to, even if you have been knocked down a 10th time, get back up and say, I will overcome this.
And be there for them as they try to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're
and
there for
be
them
their
100%.
cheerleader when they do, right?
Absolutely. I think a lot of kids, what I've observed over the last few years is that a lot of kids feel like there's no one in their corner.
Yeah, so this is the person that they can learn to trust and to be able to talk to. And watching one of the videos on the website, I saw a young girl talking about how, she loved her dad and her dad was wonderful, but he couldn't do it all.
Right.
And so she had somebody else too that was a role model and somebody that she could look up to and feel comfortable talking to about things that she might not have been able to talk to her dad about or
Exactly.
Kids, are like that. They don't want to tell their parents everything. And
Right, that's exactly right. See, you're talking about Cece and her teacher mentor Paul. They have developed a very close, trusting relationship where Paul can hold Cece accountable to assign, getting things
calls
done.
Her on her stuff, right?
Exactly, and she may really, dislike that and not want to talk about it, but there's a trust relationship that has been built, and Cece knows that Paul has her, he is looking out for her, just like her dad is, just like her sisters are. Paul is looking out for her. He really wants to see her succeed. And so they may butt heads from time to time, but
that's okay because
it's okay.
That's good. If he's calling her out on something that she is maybe not really thinking twice about and needs to be aware of, then that's a good thing. And for her to get maybe upset would be normal. But then she realizes that, okay.
Right,
he
right.
My best interest at heart. So,
Exactly.
That was very apparent in that video, and it was really moving, actually.
Yeah.
So it's mostly the Park Rose area, and you said, and they're from, say, 8 or 9 to
Yeah, so about 4th grade to 12th grade.
To 12th grade.
Yes.
Wow.
Our main program thrust is really 6th grade, so middle school, 6th, 7th, 8th, and high school.
Okay.
Our work with 4th and 5th graders, that's our Little Lift program.
I was trying to ask what that was. I saw something about Little Lift, but I didn't know exactly what that was.
It is a great peer leadership and peer mentorship program where we bring high school students into all 4 elementary schools in the Park Rose School District on a weekly basis to deliver Elevate programming.
Oh.
And I don't know if you've ever seen. I don't know if you've ever seen.
What a great way to develop leaders.
Right. It's that, but it's a great way to really develop great habits around planning and resilience and communication at a very young age.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, 4th graders go nuts for high school students.
Oh, I bet.
Right?
They just look up to them so much.
Exactly.
Anyway, yes.
They feel really cool
guys,
and when they can have that kind of mentoring and relationship. And our high school students, the high school students who participate, they get a ton out of it as well.
I'm sure. Yeah, it goes both ways, right?
It really does. Many of them are interested in early childhood education, doing something around with youth, and this gives them a way to practice that and really develop some lifelong leadership skills.
And really parenting skills too when it comes down to it. I mean, how to relate to a young person, how to, I mean, every parent has to do that if they ever become parents. Those are good skills to know.
Right. It's it's patience. It's understanding how to tailor a lesson. With 4th and 5th graders, it's lots of activities. It's not a lot of talking. And how to draw out information and really connect with a child who may be very wary.
It can be hard to do that. I mean, especially if there's not trust in the beginning, which most of the time I imagine there wouldn't be, and you have to earn that trust, I guess.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how long have you been with the organization, Paul?
I have been on the staff for almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in just a few days, actually.
So what is it? I know all nonprofits need money, and you have a fundraising gala coming up. Is that right?
We do. We have our annual event March 5th. It's Elevating Our Future. It's a happy hour style event, which is a lot of fun. It's free, but we do fundraising that evening. It's a great way. It's very relaxed.
Good. Oh, that sounds like fun.
Heavy hors d'oeuvres. It's sponsored. Premier sponsor this year is Acme Construction Supply. It's at Jupiter Next. People can meet our kids, meet our program team, talk with them about Elevate and why they why they are active in it or participate in Elevate. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun.
I put it on my calendar already, so I didn't have all the details. So if people are interested, they can probably check out the website. You'll be having information there.
We will have information there. But yeah, it's that is one way we secure the support necessary because our programming goes year round. And it is free of charge.
That's great. Now we only got a couple minutes left. I wanted to ask about, you have a summer transitions program and a basketball camp.
Yes. Two really important out-of-school time activities that we do on an annual basis. Going from 5th grade to 6th grade is a huge step.
Yeah, it is, and that's where you lose a lot of people.
That's right.
You lose the kids' interest in everything.
Right. So we have developed, based on the all hands raised 9th grade counts model, which we also do for 8th to 9th grade. We're now doing that with 5th to 6th graders. So we're helping kids get kind of a running start to middle school, and likewise the transition from 8th grade to 9th grade can be it's a huge leap.
It's a very scary time for kids.
It really is. And in both programs it's academics and peer network building, so you're starting the school year knowing maybe 15 or 20 other kids.
That's huge.
For the high school transition program 8th to 9th, if students complete it, they get a half a credit.
Oh, wow.
So they're already starting.
There's some incentive there besides what you get out of it.
There's some real incentive to that, and they're starting half a credit ahead.
That's great.
In August, we do a community basketball camp and skills camp. It's not 8 hours of basketball, although some of the kids who participate would love 8 hours of basketball. But it has been 1st through 8th graders. It is free of charge as well, and there's basketball, other games. We do some.
These are for the kids in your program?
It is open to the entire community.
Oh, wow, okay.
So you don't have to be participating in Elevate to participate. Again, we'll have more information on our website about that, but we're looking forward to that in early August.
Cool. That's great. Yeah. Well, we are out of time. Paul, I really appreciate you coming on the show.
This has been lovely. Thank you so much.
And it's amazing work, it sounds like. So if people are interested, I hope they'll check out the website and perhaps attend the gala and support the good work you're doing in the community. So thank you so much.
We'd love that. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Community Hotline. We're here every week with information and stories about good work being done by nonprofits in your community. We'll see you here then next week. Good night.
Hotline is made possible with generous support by Gresham Ford, the dealer with a heart. The Contribute to the Community program provides the opportunity for the Gresham Ford team to make a positive impact, serving their customers and helping people across the community. The Outlook, serving the residents of East Multnomah County for more than 100 years. The region's #1 source for information, The Outlook provides readers with intensely local coverage of the issues and people that impact our lives and community. The Mountain Hood Cable Regulatory Commission, advocating on behalf of the public interest on communications policy issues at the local, state, and federal levels. A very special thanks to all our sponsors who help make our programming possible.